now for this morning. But again, we also want to get into the studio now. And a brother and an expert, and an emotional intelligence expert is also here to help us get understanding of some of the things we need to do. We are talking this morning about psychological safety at workplace. Very, very important. I mean, aside everything that we do, I mean, you can go to the places, various funeral service to go and mourn and everything. A day like this Monday, you will certainly have to move back to work. You need to work because God committed us to work. And so work is part of our life and it's within our DNA. Every human being must work. And so the environment in which you operate for your daily workings is very, very necessary. And the psychological factors must also be laid out well so that your well-being can be catered for. A lot of issues have come up. Mental defects have really emerged as a result of certain imbalances at our workplaces. So psychologically, we want to find out how do we make it safe for people to thrive when it comes to their workplaces. And this is exactly what we want to discuss this morning. And then the experts, I think the first Ghanaian to have been officially certified by the international agent as an emotional intelligence coach is here. It's always a delight to see him in the studio. A great one, of course. He's written extensively, a public speaker, dealing with the security. Almost everybody is here today to help us understand the intricacies of the topic we want to discuss this morning. So, James, good to see you once again.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming. Thanks. And God bless you so much. It's a beautiful morning, any Monday, so we need to talk about it.
Good.
The year just began, so we are about ending the second month into 2024. Yeah. Very interesting. Already, work and job has started, so we need to work hard and move on to pick other things. But there are certain things you want us to understand.
Good.
Yesterday, I was checking some statistics. See, when you have something doing, you think it's nothing. There are others who also wish to get something to do. But whether you have something to do or you don't have something to do, certain environments must be conducive for your survival. And especially when it comes to getting something to do in the area of your work where you earn something, you wake up in the morning. A lot of people get up very early in the morning. Where I live, you get up around some 3:34 p.m. You have to move because of traffic to come in. If you get an environment where you work and still where you have to work is not too conducive, the environment is too hostile, very, very, antagonistic. It makes even your survival, your personality is subjected to certain bruises. And that could, if not checked, could create a lot of problem. And I was shocked to have found out that a lot of people have challenges when it comes to their workplaces. I said, but this place, we go there for our survival. So why should there be that kind of trouble? I haven't seen anybody who has been employed whose role has not been defined. So what it means is that to avoid clashes, jobs, roles and assignments have been actually been given. So that when you come in, you know that I'm handling this camera. And so nobody fights you. And yet, the environment is not safe. So, what else can we do? And I was just finding out, within even Christian fraternity, within even pastorate, can the environment be hostile? Then I realized that once it's a workplace in quotes, because when you are working for God, kingdom business, it's also work.
With people.
And as long as you are interacting with people, there could be some clashes. You are an expert, so help us to understand now. My question has to do with. So if you check the statistics of what's happening, how do you bring out the indices to bear?
Thank you very much. I think let me also use this opportunity to thank the leadership of Pentecost for the befitting burial they've given to our father. I think all of us were watching very closely. And as Reverend said, the man is truly loved, not by the Pentecost fraternity alone, but I think it's a global icon.
It's a global icon.
We thank Pentecost for giving us such a person.
Right.
And then shout out to my wife, Mrs. Addison. We've been in marriage for almost 19 years now, and tomorrow is her birthday.
Oh, I see.
So I think it's good that I say hi to my wife and I'm praying that I will get something small to show my love. Now,
19 already.
Yeah, 19 already. Yeah. You see, I think you've made a lot of review into what we are going to do,
Yes.
and probably let me shock you small before I even start. 80% of U.S. Citizens, Americans, wish they wouldn't go to work the next day.
80%.
Yeah, but they look at their GDP, look at the salary they earn, look at the social networking and system. That means all these things does not necessarily promote relationship at the workplace. Are you getting my point? You see that the works have been defined. There are reporting lines. But the beauty is the harmonious relationship between the people. So Daniel Goma will tell you that it is not the IQ. Are you getting my point? It's not the IQ, the total IQ of the people in a team that predicts the performance of the team, but it's rather the harmonious relationship and the EQ applications in the team. That means you may be very good accountant, but if you don't respect people, are you getting my point?
Yes.
If you speak to people anyhow, that means that kind of collaboration you need from the people will not be coming. And the environment will be hostile. It's very, very important that we look at some of these things. So psychological safety is, they believe that people will not be intimidated, will not be punished, will not be disgraced when they come out with new ideas, when they come out with challenges, questions, and even make mistakes. To be frank, some people refer to it as a situation whereby people will feel free to be vulnerable. It's a very deep word. Feel free to be vulnerable. Feel free to make a mistake. Feel free to share your idea. And if you look at the best performing teams, and the reason why this has become very important, and I decided to pick it as an expert to look at it in the whole Ghana, because I could see that this is one of the challenges in the Ghanaian industry. There are some other aspects of our working environment that I don't want to talk about, like the civil service and that one, you know what goes on.
You are dealing with the psychological
Yes,
aspect.
I want to look at the psychological aspect. And I want the people, especially the private ones, to listen to me. Zenith is in Ghana. How many of our banks are in Nigeria? If anything at all, we should be there. It's a big market. Are you getting my point? 50-something state. And sometimes they joke and say that if there's a fight, they won't even buy a gun. They will just release one of the state. They walk upon us, and we are
as we speak now,
yes.
Even Lagos alone, Lagos State alone, has a population of 16.5 million.
That is it.
So even if you subtract that population alone from Ghana,
that is
almost
it.
half.
Yes.
We are 32.
Yes.
So if you want to add the Ibadan and then the Oyo State plus,
they don't need guns.
Then the Kano State.
They will just come and march with us. It's a very big market. Now, one of the reasons.
But it's 36 states.
Yeah. One of the reasons why we are not getting there is our voice is not allowed in our workplace. Voice is very, very important. And you know, Google, of all people, did a research in 2012. They used 2 years to complete that research. And in that research, it came out that the best performing teams, if you have the best performing teams, what makes them the best? They meet their target, their bottom line is affected, productivity, efficiency. Oh, that's why they are called best performing teams. And this research was done by Google, one of the best institutions you can ever work with. Are you getting my point? And they came out that they have 5 things that contribute to the best successful teams. And let me quickly see if I can name them. Okay. The very first one was psychological safety. The next was dependability. To what extent can I depend on you? This morning, you called me. There are some places when they invite you, they will not call. Before they call, you are late. Are you getting me? Your call came at I'm coming. You give you assurance. When I got here too, you were trying to call me at that instant because it was almost 8:50. To what extent can I depend on you in a team? It's a very good, important skill. Structure and clarity. Who does what? Like what you said. Lines of reporting, how grievances are resolved, and all those things. How even promotions are done. Promotions are not done on favoritism. You are very close to the MD, so you are promoted. Jump 3 times. That is not what it is. I have a professor in Lagos, Professor Palu, and he said, you see, sometimes promotion alone, when you go to the state, promotion is rightly defined. I don't need to be your friend if I've done my work. The structures are there. I get my promotion. It's good. Creating safety at the workplace. The next one was meaning of work. You see, what you are doing will be so, you will do very well on this job when you have a meaning. What means to you to be on Pen TV? Are you getting my point? You did your review before coming today. Meanwhile, it is a new area that you were trying to review. So you love it. You have the passion for it. Look at the people you are impacting. Are you getting my point? Look at the questions you gave to your man. Very straightforward and very impactful questions. That means you are not doing this thing out of blue. There is a passion for it. You believe in the impact. Now, what's the last one? The impact of your work. People will do very well at the workplace if they know that they are impacting the society positively. It is not only salary that contribute to high performing teams. Now note, he said out of these 5, psychological safety was not deemed not only to be the most important, but it's also the fundamental, the foundation carrying all these 5 things. You get my point?
Then the expansion that we need from that angle. Why is it the foundation?
Good. Now, it's a foundation because everything begins from the brain. Everything begins from the... If you think you are not safe, you are not safe. It begins from the brain. It's a mental issue. Your ability to control and harness what the brains bring out is what makes you a human being. And the brain has been wired to look for a threat or a reward. But naturally, it always goes for what? A threat or the bad news. So it is up to us to consciously direct it to the positive side. Are you getting my point? I mean, all Ghanaians are praising Pentecost TV for such a burial for a great man. But if something small had gotten wrong, we would have seen where the papers would pick it. I wonder how many papers might have picked this morning. You getting my point?
When I was going to, I think I saw 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, that is how you
because it's something negative happened.
Yeah. But they were looking for something small. It would have been the talk of the town. So always we must work on the brain. Now watch the reason why this expansion is so important. 30% of employees' potential is locked at the workplace when the environment is toxic. Discretionary effort is nil. Nobody thinks outside the box. They do whatever they have to do. Go by the rule. Routine. Who told you to think? Who are you? Are you getting my point? Now, the psychological state of every employee has something to do with its productivity. So I normally, let's even take it outside the workplace more. I will come back. I went to Vantima, I asked the student, they brought the whole Ghana, how do you call it, a female student to Vantima. I was one of the speakers. I asked them, who is here that was very sad and went to prep and was able to learn? Nobody raised the hand. Who was frustrated and anxious and that day he went to class and the simultaneous equation, she understood it? Nobody. That means academic performance itself even has its basis on emotional health. So anybody with the disturbances, and this is a belief. You've not seen God, but a belief is in the brain. Are you getting my point? So any belief, no employer will see that this is the psyche of the people going. So as soon as the people believe that this environment is very toxic, very unfriendly, it's going to affect their productivity. Now it is 16 times difficult to get the certified customer back than to go and look for a new one. So mostly people leave them to go. And all these things are coming from the father. The person may have been disturbed, may have been humiliated, all these areas by a boss or somebody at the workplace. And now note, let me quickly add this one. Whenever you are experiencing a particular emotions, you pay a price for that. You feel anxious, disturbed. Are you getting my point? People around you will also pay a price. You may speak to your colleague and disrespect them, humiliate them. They are also paying price for that. Even countries pay price for emotions that battles us. People that are very greedy are destroying our waters. Are we not paying price for high cost of water to filter and all those kind of things? So psychological safety, making sure that people will feel safe to challenge the status quo, is one of the things that when companies do. So if Google have done this, they have all the money.
Oh, but I mean, with this one, I think the last time I was having an engagement with a colleague, they understand that this psychological thing, I mean, is it not relative? Because listen, I mean, before you went in for that job, we have certain structure.
Yeah.
You knew it before you got there. And you knew who is your boss and the demand of the work.
Yeah.
So it's simple. When you come to work, we are using line of reporting and systems and assignment of duties.
Yeah.
So the point is that if you fail to perform, well, the rules that gave you the same job has also propounded the way you should be dealt with if, in case you are not able to meet the standard. And so if you fall to that, and they are applying or using the same rule to hit you, what is wrong about that? If you have issue at home and you come to work and nobody cares about it, why? You must perform. That's why you are employed, you are paid because you are in the system to work and not to tell us your story about the challenges you are going through. Your boss is your boss. Well, if your boss decides not to be friendly with you, what's the big deal about that? Okay. You are in for your job. Go there and do your job and let's move on. So
Fantastic.
why do you care too much about the conduciveness of it's your state. So keep your state and let's run the job.
Good. Very good. Let me give you this 3 scenario and to the whole public. Now watch. A nurse in a a nurse with who works in the night shift in a very busy urban hospital saw that the dosage that the doctor has prescribed to be given to a patient during the night is of high dose. But when she remembered the other time he called for clarity, the way he was disgraced, demeaned, and even his own qualification was challenged, all of a sudden the drug is okay. He's going to administer it.
But the doctor is superior to.
Yes, he's superior to you. Yes,
so
but the way he was handled when he has asked for clarity, that means this time I've seen something wrong, but because I was treated and humiliated. Are you getting my point? Are you mad? Don't you know that this is those kind of things? Because of that, now he's even afraid to go for clarity. But to him, that thing is wrong. He has identified something. So the question is, I want people and you yourself to answer me when I finish. So let me give you 3 scenarios. So that one is gone. A young pilot, a military young pilot, have seen that the boss has made a serious misjudgment. Because of lack of psychological safety with that boss, the gentleman keep quiet. I want you to tell me what is going to happen to the flight.
There will be disaster.
Yes. Now, a new executive, highly qualified, has been attracted to a company, and the company is going for a merger and acquisition. That guy has been treated as an orphan. That be never ha. Yes, starting our here. Don't be too no. So this guy has kept quiet, seeing a danger in the merger. What will happen to them? The merger and acquisition? There will be issues. So what we are saying is that although the lines are there, but let's bring out the humanity and emotions in the people must be properly looked at. So let me give you this area. Now, there are so many signs that will tell you that your place is does not have psychological safety.
That's the next point I was coming to.
Yes.
So like a typical organization,
Good.
How would you end? First of all, who even sit down to navigate whether things are working or not? Because there's some organization, once they get their target, that is it. Produce this one, you produce it, and so once the results, we have the results. There's no problem.
Yeah. But
it's not relative to the set of because organization it doesn't matter how you call it, some hoster, they get in there. People are getting results, so they don't care. Come and do the job. When you are done, go home.
But you know there are instances that crop out that nobody foresees. So imagine I went home with the work, my boss, we couldn't finish it, so I said I'm going to continue. Tomorrow by 6 o'clock, I will get you the results. Are you getting my point? Around 2 o'clock, my baby was taken ill. So I have to rush to the hospital. My husband has traveled. I'm giving you a scenario which will be very difficult for even the lady to call the boss at 2 p.m. 2 a.m. you can't call. So 6 o'clock the work did not come. Your ability now to be open up and give that lady the opportunity to explain to you further will boost the relationship between you and that lady. It has nothing to do with the work, but external issue is going to affect this person and his performance. So your ability, who are you? Are you that stupid? Don't you know that we are paid? I don't care about your son. You get money here to pay them. This person, now note, one of the dangers of companies like that is that you will never be able to attract the very good ones, because the very good ones have schooled and they have groomed themselves in such a way that their mental faculty and their health is also important to them. Mind you, jobs need people. There are other people that also jobs need them. People need jobs, but the other people that jobs need them. So a place that is psychologically safe will attract top notch.
Yes.
Are you getting my point? So there are instances that comes in that if we are not able to manage it, a technical issue becomes a relational and emotional issue. Research have shown that what distracts us from getting results is 15% technical. So all the technicalities you are talking about, very expert, we have the lines. No. It's 85% relational and emotional. So when you don't deal with this perfectly, you are holding down your performance or your satisfactory level about 85%.
Let's know the science.
Good.
That's your psychological safety.
Good.
It's in shambles.
Good. Now, employees don't ask any questions during meetings. If you are CEO, are you getting my point? Yeah. You are listening to me and you go to meeting and 1 hour you have done and you brag that, oh, as for me, you meet with the people on the CEOs of meeting and then say, oh, but how do you waste 2 hours in a morning meeting, a management meeting? Me, by 1 hour I'm done because I project everything. Papa, it's agreed. Nobody talks. You are in trouble.
So you are saying that if you're a leader, a CEO, you organize a meeting.
Yeah.
And people don't respond. They're just sitting there looking at you.
Yeah.
It's a sign that there's a challenge.
I'm telling you, serious
really?
challenge. Yeah.
Is it not? I mean, silence is not concern. Silence means consent. So it's like the way I've spoken, it has sung so well that you don't need any rebuttal.
That is a very good sign. Let's hope it is like that. But if people, you see, if even you have spoke very well, you have people who will firm it up. But very soon you're going to see that whatever the bosses says, nobody challenges. And I work in a place that these things were visible. At that time, I've not gone into these stages. I would have done analysis and give it to them before I left. Are you getting me? Yeah, it's there. They just keep quiet. And it's a matter of time you are going to go down.
So they should be concerned.
Yeah, they should be concerned.
Leaders and CEOs must be concerned.
Yeah, so
like say you, I mean, like in our church setting, your apostle, you call for a meeting of your pastors. Yeah. And then you always stand there, you talk.
Yes, sir. You are in trouble.
Okay. Really?
Yes, you are in trouble. Yes.
But contributing is not by force. So.
Oh, you see? If the workplace is environmentally safe, how do you call it, psychological safe, people will read more. Say, do my legend when you join the field, and come the matter need review. If you come back, if you can be some places, I have a challenge or questions. Are you getting my point? Because of the psychological safe in your environment. But you know, that extra, that is what we call discretionary effort. Nobody gave you data. Have you been given a data to review? You could have just come here and use their Wi-Fi. But it may cost you to do that. But because of the safe environment, a discretionary effort in you increases. So you make it difficult. That is the essence of psychological safety. Make it difficult for people not to speak. Make it very difficult. So you throw away the things that are working in a company. What they did is that they are strategic.
No, but like saying, some CEOs are excited. They say, I mean, you are saying it's a bad sign.
It's a bad sign. You are in danger.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Sitting on a time bomb.
Yes.
Waiting to
explode. Right. Now look at the second one. Employees don't feel comfortable owning up to mistakes and blaming or blaming others when mistakes are identified. They don't own up to mistake. Or your mistake about dodgy. Now, no, because of this particular thing, there is an example in a research. The person did a research, for instance, Kolebu, and he did another research in a Yandincha, probably the clinic there or the chip compound. And the chip compound were doing better than Kolebu. That have all the experts in Ghana. Now watch, the person was suspicious of this result. Why is Kolebu making these mistakes? Now, he moved into finding out the psychological safety. And he saw that Kolebu, when people make mistakes, because they know they will not be victimized, they will pick up the valuable lessons, they will use it to improve their performance.
No, you mean the chip compound?
Yes, people were what? Coming out. So mistakes and all these things were up. So we were it indicated that they were not doing well or performing well. The other people, psychological safety nil. So even if somebody is doing an operation and there's a mistake and the person is dead or something, he will not even admit that I made a mistake. That means lessons are not going to be learned. It's a serious issue.
Because he admits it and he'll be victimized.
Yes.
For fear of victimization.
That is
so
it.
you live in an environment where when something happens, nobody wants to.
No. I didn't. You papa. You papa. No, I say socket. But Obianunko. Obofuso mbese circuit. No. Now note, the team avoid difficult conversation and hot button board types because MD have said this. Are you getting my point? MD have said it. We know a company that brought some idea that they want, they have come out with another institution, and the institution is going to go out and take Susu. Are you getting my point? But they want the people that are going out and bring the money to be paid in advance 2 years. Are you getting my point? Now, a member of the board or a member of the management team stood up and said, you know something, this operation, although it's going to be operated by a bank, it's Susu, and Susu, I can decide to give you money today or not. So if you do 30
kind of
days, yes, 30 days multiplied by 50, you are joking. Because you're a bank, you think that when you go, they will give you. Me buy yare, the school fees are back. By 4 7 that is it.
Okay.
When you raise it, they target you. So you keep quiet, they go, and it fails. So people avoid hot areas. Are you getting my point? Yeah, there are so many examples I'll give you, but I don't want people to trace it too much. Now, executives and team leaders tend to dominate meetings. Yeah. Are you getting my point? There was a place I worked. Somebody can put in hand here. We shall see in this place. So I said, you know, management table is a table that you allow. That time I've not even gone into these areas. I said management table is a table that should be such that every nonsense can come out. Because that nonsense, the person that brought the nonsense, shoot down the nonsense and not the person. So we should be prepared to shoot messages and not the messenger. Because the same messenger one day will come. The same Peter, who was very stubborn, cutting people's this is the same Peter that Christ said, you are the rock. It's very, very important that we make sure that this environment is created for us. It has a serious impact on bottom line. It's very, very serious. Great. Employees don't often venture outside their job descriptions.
They don't want to try.
No.
They don't want to try anything new.
Because
when they fail,
yeah, it be a school now. Go and bring your certificate. This could be a question. Are you getting my point? Yeah, I've been training a lot of companies. Some will stand up and say, Mr. Addison, because of this word from my boss, my whole mind was shut down. These are lawyers. Even lawyers are intimidated at the workplace. Serious senior lawyers are intimidated by their bosses. Lack of psychological safety. You think somebody that is very serious, or better known when you're BP, no. Very highly attractive in the job market, he will leave.
But Uncle Addison, the truth is, I mean, from your observations and the other research you've read, the countless ones, of course, it is becoming clear that this sort of intimidation will not go away today or the next day. So the question is, what sort of coping mechanism must the worker master for that hostile environment before you come to what the organization can do? I'm looking at individuals. So no matter what you do under this sun, some of these things that you are saying, you will face them. Whether you are in the past street, whether in a business circle, political circle, everywhere. Because there are always hawks. There are always die-hard guys. You will find very moderate people, but there are always loud guys around. We have to deal with them. We can't be saying, I'm quitting job 1, job 2, job 3. Somebody will tell you, the angel you know is better than the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. You think that you are leaving this place to another one, not knowing the fire that is there is even better than where you had come from. So the question is, how do we build ourselves? What is the coping mechanism strategy that individuals must marshal before the workplace must also buy into?
I think it's a very good question. You can never stop armed robbers, and you can't beg them not to shoot you. That is optional. If you beg them and they don't shoot you, fine. But you put on your bulletproof, that could be so. One of the ways to equip yourself against some of these things is to build up your emotional resilience. This is simply your ability to bounce back in times of challenges and even do better. Now, one of the ways that will help you is that you always have that ability to validate people's emotions. Your boss is insulting you on a very minute something that need not to have called for insult. But if you know that your boss may also be coming from a different angle of emotions at that morning, it wouldn't be too much bother to you. All emotions have sources. They have reasons. So if JB, I know JB, with this little thing, JB is shouting on me like this, something might have triggered Davy, how do you call it? JB. So we must always know that people will come to us with varied emotions.
So you must accept it.
We must accept it.
I may not meet what I want to get it always.
That is it.
So you prepare your mind psychologically.
Psychologically. That whatever is coming, because I'm working for Pentecost TV, whatever is coming at me is not naturally at me, but it's Pentecost TV.
And anything can come.
Anything can come.
So
you get my point. This is what I've accepted. For instance, people on the front desk or customer care, they don't know so many things about the operations, but they are the first people to receive the bench offering.
Yes.
Are you getting my point? But because we are not also emotionally intelligent and we are coming from a different angle, very hot, me and me party be light off all of a sudden. If I'm coming and you also don't understand that I'm not a fool to have come with you with those anger, then anger to anger, hot and hot, it will burn all of us. So we must always be prepared that people will come to us with varied emotions. When they come, because we will not get the luxury to find out why they are putting out that behavior, we validate them. Now, in validation, your words and your action must prove to the person that you knew something might have gone wrong. So, boss, and the pay came good, me push him. If you want the trouble, no correction or the bad. So we need to be emotionally intelligent, and we should.
But we can say, make us a many break or the
yeah. Now, what you have to know is that you must also know the person you are dealing with. Know your leader. Are you getting what? Leaders have different temperament. Obi or cancer, he will allow you to probably share your idea or something. Obi so can I share your idea? Be a problem. This person, no, his personality won't be changing. So you must find a way to live with this person. Are you getting what? But find a quite beer. Ebia so kebibi o wana bisa ne bufua o kebibi abema time kakra
so you must also learn those things.
Yeah, you must know the person. That is the best way to live. Are you getting my point? You are not there, and this is what creates more problems in marriages. So ni part what need to be changing. The best way is to know how to live with that person, and that solves your problem. Uku on dantem wo yere ofiaduma ba wa bre wo so pere ko sum sawo. Also, Machino, we are not that no I and you know, it is a Guna de Bian, you book also for him down, Mamma, in here, baby. Say, you're 48, oh, you okay? Just know the person. You are not a bomber 58 years, own change. That is a personality. So it's very, very important that you know the person you are dealing with. It solves so many problems. The reason is that sometimes, because of some theories and orientation, we think we can change people. Some people can change. They can amend. Are you getting my point? But if you get a leader, that's what you are telling me. A leader, only you pay the not unless the thing is too detrimental. Are you getting my point? Then we advise there, baby far. But if it's not that abusive, but then when you we say, me the work, let me a mistake, woman. Why don't you review your work? Send it to other people to help you. But you keep on taking it to your boss. On sign your word, man, mouth. That means you don't know your boss.
Yeah, but we also independent validating will review. No, still no kobe nyasemaka. But like you say, you do baby a fan. Say acquire odi we are there workers. So you are not worried.
Ma obeka na wa be yama no. Na oni fana. Are you get you mpemfu bi o hoteto o mo adan olele. Are you get my point? Let me use say or the bibi or your paying to the bibi kakra be ka ho. Just to make sure so you're paying. Right? I say, oh no, you're head of research team. No one could be aba on marking na. Are you getting my hand? In order to assert the authority, you say, oh, hey, because on our coin or say it's almost the same. Are you getting my point? So you learn to live with these people and make sure, say, you achieve your target. That is the person. Until your ability to know yourself and know other people will help you to live with them and the relationship will be more functional.
Now let's come to the institutional preparation towards guaranteeing a psychological.
Now, you see, we must employ people not only using IQ. EQ is also very, very important because a research was done between the borders of Canada and America. 75, almost they brought a whole lot of CEOs and hiring managers like the HRs. And it came out that they are ready to promote somebody to a leadership. And those people, 75% of the people that they survey said that they will promote people with high EQ. Somebody that respects. Are you getting my point? Somebody that can control his or her temper. Are you getting my point? Somebody that understands personalities within the team. Somebody that
team player.
A team player. Are you getting my point? So IQ is entry point. We need your qualification. But what will make the place very conducive for you to get the results? The condition must be very good, and that is the EQ. So EQ must play a critical role in some of. So employ people that have that kind of capabilities and experiences. A research was done. The people were going for interview, so they intentionally put them in a place and frustrated them. Almost 75% of the people left. Others that did not go were insulting the people all over. They don't know the CCTV camera was watching them. Yeah, you have done a job for 25 years. When you come and we ask you, hypothetically, you create some scenarios and give us very good this thing. We have made the conditions here unbearable. We're about 9. If you are 9, you know, be on about 8:30, one friend. MD me place abe intervent one would be one sort of camera sort of show. That is a real situation. So in our recruitment, there must be certain things to pick up some viable traits in people. Very, very important. Now at the workplace, the leaders, are you getting my point? Must be seen to be calling for opinions and ideas. I work in a place, MD was very good. Warita says here, strategic, how do you call it? Strategic sessions, another strategy for the year and 5 year, 3 year. From head of department, why you won't call for your meeting? In the next 5 years, where do you want
down
to be? Yeah, down to it's you on Edumanusa. Or show me someone say, well, we're this year, next year. So he's just assigning shadows. One don't many times about that. And when you do that, these people are on the ground. So they know says you could bring branch a Kremofu vicinity. Then likely they say the Kremofu starter or Babuan because who didn't know where Bumaya affair is a brother. We are not talking about discriminatory here, but we must be culturally sensitive. Are you getting my point? I went to Nigeria for a program. When I took the mic, I started greeting them in Yoruba. Almost 75% stood up until I've completed my distance. What have I done? It's just cultural intelligence. I press the button. Everybody has a button within him or her. Your ability to press the same button, Obama light, the same button, Obama light off. So you must have that ability to press the buttons so that it will be very difficult for your staff not to speak. It's very, very important that we look at some of these things.
So finally, because our time is already up.
Good.
In a situation where, as an individual, you've done all you could, but the situation is not changing either at your workplace, and gradually it's affecting your mental status. The institution also doesn't want to change and do anything different. What do you recommend?
This question came on Joy. Well, I was there. The person said the boss has almost, I don't want to say that example here, but let's keep to your own. When the conditions are affecting your health, the best thing is it's a no-go area. There are areas that you can hold on and improve upon. But anything that affects your mental or your health, you leave. That is why...
unemployment rate
14%. That is why you need to be very skillful. Are you getting my point? You say, you take BBR for granted. Whilst you're sitting here, there must be other things you bring on board. There are so many things you can do by yourself. Are you getting my point? Now, I have almost 4 books in the system, all in EI. I went to, 400 pastors. I made 400 pastors of Assemblies of God. And I was forced to launch my book there because I'm not going to meet 400 people and go scot-free. So I launched the book there. They bought it. The man that took me, they said, hey, Ajani, when you're in the law affair. Are you getting me? I came home with a very good amount of money. So as an EQ coach, I don't only have to stay there that I'm looking for training. Now I'm going to start begging people just to engage me free. And one question about to book, So as somebody in the workplace, in your maybe or me in faith that because anything can happen. Anything can happen. A company can come and take you off straight away. So you must be able to make sure that you become highly skillful in the job market. If not, Obi Baba, your job is normal. Obey you, Eddie. It's very, very important that we do that.
In case of Blofuso, but I'm not going
to why? But
if you fail to improve,
then you'll be there. Yeah. It's a more challenging.
But as a Christian, what's your wish for CEOs, leaders of various organizations on creating a solid psychological system?
Good. You see, CEOs paying for emotion. I think it's hard time we pay attention to how we achieve things. You see, we can achieve whatever we want to achieve, but there are right way, the right purpose, right manner to achieve some of these things. Let's make sure that we understand the emotions, the challenges of our staffs, and whatever we can do to help them improve, we do. And at the end of it all, our bottom line will be affected positively.
All right. This is a great man, a Ghanaian, first person to have been certified by the international body as an emotional intelligence coach. So he has more. This one I've read it.
No, this is the second version.
This is the second version. I signed a marriage certificate, not a death warrant. We'll find time to talk about that. He's written extensively anyway. Grateful,
thank you,
Uncle Addison for coming around. So I mean, he's a great man. He's there, coach. Everywhere you need him, he's available. But the truth is that, especially when you say you are a Christian and your work environment is so hostile, you are a leader. Now we are hostile. People are not saved. It calls into
no. It put people off.
Seriously, and it really portray your monster.
True,
because it doesn't even beautify Christ at all. No. A CEO, a leader, Christian leader, go baby. Now your workers are not comfortable with you. Please, you must work on yourself.
But like the workers, was emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, but like the worker he said, you must also learn to manage yourself.
Yeah.
Learn about people.
Yeah.
Personality traits, study it. So that if your boss or a sayer, try and manage the person. It's when it's, beyond board there, then if you want to exit, you exit. But let's try and get the skills of working with ourselves. When you improve, learn more, get a lot of skills, you become very, very viable. And so when people are dealing with you, they are careful. But whatever the situation is, please manage yourself very, very well. And as Christians, we are saying that because we are children of God, whatever you do, bring in Christ. The leaders, don't be shouting too much at people. Make the environment very friendly, then productivity will increase. We want to thank you.
I think it says Obisu Hiyama.
Yes.
My number is 055-945-9207.
Okay.
055-945-9207.